found the Declaration of Independence. It's right in there. Let's take a look.
All right, so the Declaration of Independence is located in the auditorium. We're here, shots fired in the auditorium, so let's just go ahead and take this backside. Coming from the back and try to surprise them. Okay, cool. Go.
Shot fired! Drop it! Drop it!
You got a gun.
Who are you?
Welcome to Gun Thoughts. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Brian. I'm happy to be here. I've been working in CQB spaces for the past 7 or 8 years. I'm a prior Marine. I did embassy duty, so I was working in embassies around the world, and that's what I do now is security contracting.
And where can we find you when you're not shirking matches with me?
My Instagram handle is BottomlineBrian _. That's where I post like fun videos of me shooting.
They are fun.
Yeah.
Go check him out.
Date him.
No,
don't do that.
Cool. Well, I look forward to you teaching us today. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Who are you?
Jesus, dude. I'm Matthew Tran. I was in the Army, currently law enforcement for about 5 or 6 years now. I'm on the SWAT team. I've been shooting USPSA with this gun thought for about 8 years, and the rest of the gun thoughts for
Less.
allegedly 4 years or something like that.
Yeah, that's
it's not a play on how bad he is.
It is,
just,
though.
No.
I'm bad.
Masterclass shooter.
Not me. It's him.
And yeah, that's about the extent of who I am as of right now. I'm funny, do you agree?
Yeah, he's pretty
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of.
All right.
Yeah,
See,
sometimes,
I can make jokes and stuff. But yeah, I'm here to help the boys.
And where can we find you?
I'm on Instagram, Matthew Tran. There's 3 T's in Matthew because the 2 T's in Matthew 1, it got taken. So I haven't figured out a way to buy
That's
it back.
why I can never f***ing find you.
I'm sorry.
I
dude.
did not know that.
That actually explains a lot.
Yeah. I've tried to look for you and it just won't.
Triple
I have
T,
to type
Triple
in
T, dog.
Min.
Oh yeah, I do also go by Min. I forgot about it. That's my middle name.
That's his not slave name.
Yeah, true.
Why is your gun all blue?
So my gun, specifically the bolt, is blue because that is, I guess, the universal way of saying that it's for Sims guns, right? It's for Simunitions.
The Sims.
So what Sims are basically, on a simpler term, is just like a paintball, but loaded into a, in this case, a 5.56 cartridge. That way, when it shoots, it hits you and it marks you so that we know when you're hit.
Why don't you shoot that one in the air? Very cool.
Yeah, so that's a blue gun.
Is it like an airsoft gun?
Yeah, it's very similar to an airsoft gun, just doesn't leave a mark. And I'm sure these things hit a little bit harder than an airsoft gun, depending on what airsoft gun you're using.
Evike sent us these airsoft guns to test and see if we can get some kind of similar training value as all of these fancy blue guns with the fancy sims and all that stuff for people who maybe don't have access to this.
I also have one, very similar, exactly the same actually. Mine just has a light on it. So, same company provided these, and we're gonna be testing to see if
Okay, so the 3 pillars of CQB are speed, surprise, and violence of action. So the speed part, it's kind of nuanced because you want to be cohesive with your unit if you're working with a team, right? So you kind of have to gauge off each other based on the environment, okay? You want to be fast through thresholds, but take your time and see everything. Only move as fast as you can process information. You don't want to run in a room and just get shot. Surprise, that's the element 2, getting a room fast, and then, or if you have some kind of distraction or device too, if you have or not. Violence of action, maintaining that tenacity in the room. Even if you're going to get shot at, you push towards your point of domination and you establish security for the rest of your team, even if that means you get shot. Deliberate versus dynamic movement. Okay, so if you have distracting devices such as bangs or whatever to kind of throw the enemy off so you can jump in a room, that's going to be dynamic movement. But if you don't and you have to take your time and see as much as you can see, that's more of deliberate movement. So fast versus slow clears, right? Stimuli versus indicators, that's going to be your driving force. So I receive a stimuli, something like gunshots or people screaming and, you know, like pointing that way, right? So that's my stimuli. I'm going to head towards that directly. If I'm moving through a large space, I'm not going to with all these open doors and shit. I'm going to move straight to where the gunfire is coming from, okay? Indicators would be like if you had like shells on the floor and you're like, okay, there's a shooting that took place there, there's blood or whatever, right? So some kind of indicator that I can pick up clues to where a shooter might be. So priorities of work. So if you enter a room, right, you have to kind of break down what's the most important thing. Obviously, the enemy is the most important thing in that room. You need to focus all your attention on the enemy first. Then you have non-combatants. So you have other people in the room that are collateral. You still need to control them, but not waste too much time on that, right? And then you have dead space. So dead space is any uncleared space that's inhibited by like a desk or a drawer that you can't see behind. So once you take your points of domination in a room and you've done that first clear, maybe I have something I can't see behind. So my nonverbal is to keep my muzzle up and fixated, right? So my partner on the other side of the room is going to go and collapse his sector, come back, and then he's going to put his muzzle down, indicating that he has no more work on this side. Now he sees me over there with my gun up, and then he's going to go ahead and then also drive his muzzle towards what I'm looking at. At that time, I'll call dead space, and then he'll hold his position, and I'll move in an L so I can kind of check what's behind that desk. And open doors is the next priority, and then closed doors, right? We don't want to assume that a closed door is safe, right? There could be someone behind that with the gun too. The basic movements for room entry techniques is going to be corner fed, center fed, and then we can talk about hallways, right? So if we're moving in this direction here, down this hallway, and we have a corner fed room, what can we see first in this room? This door opens this way, so you can see. You can kind of like see all this, right? Mm-hmm. If you were to move across this way and slice that pie, then your muzzle's facing this way, right? So I can't see this little slice here. That's unknown to me. So which direction should I move?
Should you go over here?
Exactly, right? So we're gonna go
You
to
gotta
the
go into
unknown.
the spot you can't see.
Exactly, so that's the highest percentage of a threat is this unknown here, right? So this is called the strong wall here, and this is the long wall here, okay? Now, in a corner-fed room, we already naturally are gonna have an L shape. We wanna maintain an L shape so our sectors of fire can overlap without flagging each other, okay? So if I were to move all the way over here, I would stop probably around here with my point of domination, okay? My number 2 man is gonna keep his muzzle straight, collapse this way, right? And then end up right here. So we have this like natural L shape, right? So that way my sectors of fire right here and his gonna be somewhere there.
So you don't shoot each other.
So we don't shoot each other. So same thing for center fed. It's a little different because now we're entering from the middle of the room, okay? So same thing with the long and strong wall. Number 1 man, once he breaches, he can go whichever direction, right? So if the door opens this way and you're pieing as the door opens and moves across, this is the path of least resistance, right? You don't have to J-hook. There's different kind of thoughts on this. If you do J-hook, it gives your number 2 man more time to be on your ass, so they don't have to J-hook if you're moving this direction, right? So once you enter the room, you're gonna come up here, That's your point of domination. Now, number 2 man is gonna go here, the opposite direction. You're always gonna go opposite of the guy in front of you. So even like a 6-man team, if number 5 man went right, number 6 man is gonna go left, right? That's the idea. Now, here we have another natural L shape. So our sectors of fire are gonna look something like that. And then we have hallways. So hallways, they're broken down into L shapes, like this, or T's, like this, or a 4-way that goes like this, right? So once you reach close to this threshold, this hard corner here, if you have 2 guys, you're gonna do what's called cross coverage. So Matt is there, I'm here. My muzzle is gonna be pointed here, his muzzle is gonna be pointed here, okay? We can go ahead and call, as we're walking down this hallway, what the structure is. Hey, Matt, I got a 4-way hallway coming up. He's like, check, cool. So we can either decide to, now that's the chance to decide which direction we're gonna travel, okay? Let's say we're just blasting across here with 2 guys. On the approach, we would go ahead and sync up, pop these corners simultaneously, and then move across, and then resume our motion with our muzzles, once again, cross coverage. The reason why we do cross coverage, right? So let's say this is a hallway here, and Matt and I are moving down, right? I can't see whatever's in this door because it's too close to where, I'm too close to this wall, but he can, right? He has a better angle on that door. And then once we reach here, I have a better angle on this door, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and cover this side of the hallway, and he's gonna cover this side of the hallway. But as we progress, let's use this as a doorway, okay? As we progress, I'm cross covering. As I come up to this open space, I'm gonna take my side again and then resume travel.
Is that so that you don't shoot each other?
Exactly.
With what we're about to do, we'll assign somebody as a protagonist, whether it's a home invasion, active shooter. It doesn't really matter as long as it has something to do with them doing something bad. And then the other person will have to either defend or actively take out the threat. And that's kind of how you start off kind of coming up with a scenario within itself.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my home. This is where I live. I will be defending this place from the other gun thought. He will be trying to kill me, and I will simply kill him by shooting him first. CQB is very simple. I don't know why these guys are making it so complicated. It's so obvious. Just shoot the other person.
Yeah, so if this is your house, you know it better than anyone else. This is your space. There's already like a long hallway here with a lot of open space. So ideally, if you heard a noise, you'd want to start defending this area, right? Because he has one entry of approach, and he has nothing to have cover once he breaks that threshold right there. So if this is your bedroom over here, right, you got kids and shit, you'd probably usher them to a corner over here where they're out of the line of fire. And then if that window is in play, that wouldn't be a bad place to post up because you have the angle here that's gonna be directly to that threshold, right? So if you needed to, you could also move out of the way or move over so you can actually move around and be mobile.
What was happening inside was one of the gun thoughts was treating it as if this is his own home, because I mean, nobody knows your own home better than you, and if
The government.
then we have a problem, right? My mom, I'm just gonna let it be. I'm gonna let you choose whichever way you want to get in.
Okay, you're gonna let me make my own mistakes here.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then we'll diagnose afterwards. And I'll give you maybe a better way if you don't figure it out.
Okay.
I'm hoping that you do, though.
I'm choosing to not go in this entrance because there's a destroyed refrigerator. We're making entry. He's very fortified back there. I'm thinking I might have made a mistake. Oh, I'm dead. Ow, right in the nipple. Woo!
Yeah, I basically just did USPSA stuff. I got scared and I ducked and I hid when I got shot at, and then I aimed my gun and pulled the trigger and shot the bad guy. Just like I said I would.
That's good. Yeah, so I think that it's not a bad idea to change where you are for a better angle. The only thing is like the exposure and the threshold was a little long, but that's like a USPSA thing, right? Where you see like a big window and you move to it so you can shoot, right? Well, we want to do that possibly behind concealment or cover and kind of eat away those angles so you have less of your body showing, right? But yeah, so when you had a lull, you kind of moved in and became mobile and then you hid in the other room, right?
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. The only thing is if he is fixed on you and you make that move, that's a big risk, right? Especially for one person, it might be better to hunker down and keep that long hallway.
How did you feel?
I felt like I was pretty disoriented in there. I had not seen the layout, so I did not expect his home to be basically just a giant hallway. So then I panicked and I ran back into the room, and when I did that, he took advantage of it and went and hid in the closet and killed me like a coward.
Even as a person that's aggressively trying to gain access into a home, like you can still pick your angles. I mean, if we're just talking about it on a surface level, you can use multiple ways to enter in a house to your advantage because you can see into the house, right, and gain information before you make entry.
I'm a burglar, I'm gonna kill him.
Are you dead? I died.
There's something to talk about, it's called priorities of work, right? So if we have open doors, closed doors, and open spaces, really, what should we attack first and what should our muzzles be covering, okay? There were points where we're exposing ourselves, like coming here and then swinging wide, right? Instead, why not take an approach where you can come around and see the whole room and minimize your exposure and then decide to attack. And then there was a little bit of dwelling and thresholds, right? We call these like fatal funnels because we don't want to stay in here because all the gunfire is going to be directed towards like open doors. Once we decide where we're going to move, like I kind of minimize my exposure to that threshold, and then I know that this is a straight wall, but there's an open door here, right? Mm-hmm. So I would go ahead and divert my attention to this open area. So if you have open doors that are close to you, that's going to take priority over closed doors, right? And then open areas where there's going to be like a huge field of view, you just got to pick a side, but you want to do that before you get to the actual threshold, right? So see as much as you can see from the hallway, try to check it out both ways, especially if you're a single person, and then just any, meeny, miny, mo, pick a side, and then sweep around in a wide angle if you can.
So basically, I followed the strategy that Matt gave me, which was to hide in a dark corner, at which point I ambushed him and killed him. I almost sprung the trap a little bit too soon because I heard him open that door.
And then it's also understanding like at what point in that hallway is the best point, because if you engage too soon, he's able to seek some sort of cover.
Right, and we almost blew it.
And then it takes out, now you guys, it becomes like a restart, right? You guys got to restart the gunfight, right? Now he knows where you are, right? And now it becomes 50-50.
So now you lose your advantage.
Exactly.
You ready?
Yeah.
Cool, I can go first.
Okay. That doesn't look good. Do we have grenades?
Yeah, it's a hallway. Sounds like it's to the right on the hallway. I'll go first.
Okay.
Big hallway. Got two open doors. Open space to the left. Dude.
You dead?
Yeah, I'm dead.
Well,
I'm dead now.
You start one more.
yeah, this is awkward.
All right, let's go. This is gonna suck so fucking bad.
There's Step down. Oh, yeah, he's there.
He angry. What's in there?
Hallway with Matt Tran down it, which is scary.
I hate that.
What's in there?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, wait, I got an idea. Never mind.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, ready. Okay.
I'm still alive, Matthew.
Dude, this sucks.
Oh, I'm dead. He shot me in the face,
Damn
bro.
it, dude.
It's up
I
to
hate
you.
this. I don't want to go down there.
It's up to you. He shot me in the face.
Me, dude.
I peeked over and he shot me in the face.
I'm dead.
So we died, and I didn't even get to shoot. Matt shot me right in the face, and I'm glad I was wearing this full thing because he would have shot me like right in the mouth. And what happened to you?
I also got shot. Brian was nice enough to actually not shoot me. He was just standing there. I turned around the corner. He was just like,
He was just
hey,
there. He was like, what's up?
It was embarrassing because it's like,
Because he definitely killed us also.
yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
you know, you could shoot me if you want, but you know you're dead.
And then he was like, I guess I'm dead. And we're like, okay. If you guys are wondering at home what the best CQB tactic is, from what I'm learning, it is hiding. It's definitely kind of goated. What about you?
Shooting through drywall. CQB is fake. There's a secret
I got
trick.
a question to ask.
Yeah, get it.
Okay, as far as the shooting portion goes, though, as it pertains to USPSA,
Well, it made no difference because I didn't get to shoot at all.
fair.
Yeah.
Very fair. But if you did, was it still? Did you have to think about shooting?
Oh, no.
Like actually pulling the trigger, seeing your sights. You know what I mean? Did the actual fundamentals
that
apply?
part never came up.
Right?
No.
No.
I saw a weapon light. I just pulled the trigger and then started running.
My plan was when we knew you were down the hallway, I was going to turn on my light and just sprint across because I knew that airsoft guns don't shoot very fast.
the lag.
So I was like, there's no way he's going to get me. And then I guess he didn't react fast enough to take advantage of the diversion
Exactly.
of my body running through the room and like crashing into debris and stuff. Yeah.
Well, that means you have things to work on there, buddy. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You didn't take
But
advantage of my
the
sacrifice.
point was, though, is like the shooting portion of it, as it pertains to the performance aspect, it was an afterthought.
I guess first of all, how do you guys think we did?
I think you guys did all right, to be honest with you.
That's a relief.
I've seen much worse. I've seen much worse from cops, to be honest with you. The reason being is probably because you guys are more prone to this world and more actively trying to learn, as well as a USPSA shooter myself. There is things that you can pull from that game in that world that give you an advantage in this world. Not having to think about shooting, knowing your weapon, knowing how to manipulate it, as well as understanding that like being fast and attacking certain positions and can gain some type of advantage to you in certain scenarios.
I think you guys did good.
Okay.
Honestly, it's a lot to take in at first. For myself, you know, Matt too, probably, it took years and years of practice running different people. CQB is like the hot ticket right now. Everybody wants to do it.
It is. Everybody wants to do it.
You probably won't be like raiding or like
Right.
serving warrants, but it doesn't hurt to know how to clear out your own house if you have to search for like maybe a loved one or something like
Yeah.
that. And there's maybe
or knowing what to expect from the
Dog.
opposing side, right? Like you know, okay, like the opposing side is probably going to enter through the front door,
Right.
right, and they're going to clear left, clear right, and then I'm going to be waiting here where they're going to have to kind of divert their attention from for a split second. You know what I mean?
Sure. So knowing how someone might do it so that you
Exactly.
know where the most advantageous spots to be are.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like the reason why him and I train so much in this realm is because, like, in my mind, I'm going to go fight myself. If that makes sense. Or it's going to be somebody at my skill level, and it's not going to be that fun. And
Well,
you guys
that's
kinda-
not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys kind of learned that though. As well.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, both you and I are master class shooters, right? But I
Right.
have the advantage of I have this experience,
Right.
And so, knowing and understanding the other side from the defending side is a good way of thinking about it too.
everyone has a different way of doing things, and I feel like it's fun at its core. Like to get out with your friends and go have fun. Everyone has to start somewhere, so there's no use in like picking on people if they're new or suck at something.
So I came into this with the preconceived notion that people who work together in teams are going to be miles more effective than just some random person who goes to a CQB class and then expects to be able to do it. I think that sort of class stuff is a little bit performative, like happy, fun man camp. But these two guys haven't worked together before, and they were still pretty effective in finding and destroying the threat. I think that ultimately there's a lot of snake oil being sold, and a lot of people should be focusing on getting better at shooting. But this can still be fun, you know? Buy airsoft guns, go out with your friends, make up scenarios, and maybe you could learn something.
Would you guys say that for the average person who's interested in CQB stuff, if their fundamental shooting skills are not really sorted out yet, is that something that should be a much higher priority for them?
I think so, because like I mentioned earlier, I've been shooting USPSA with you guys. My background itself, though, is very competition style.
Yeah.
So before I even became a cop, before I got on the team, it was very like the most training I did was shooting matches and shooting USPSA style stages during training. And so how that correlated into what I do now is just like, basically I can separate the two. I'm going to go shoot a match this weekend. I'm not going to think about tactics. I'm not going to think about anything. Like, I'm going to throw all that stuff away.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm just going to go shoot this match and try to perform, right, very well. Okay? And then when I come back into work, okay, cool. My mind is switched, right? And obviously the scenarios are live at this point. Mm-hmm. And so what can I take away from the competition style or competition world and bring into my own job? And that's the shooting aspect.
So what you're saying is you can focus on the shooting fundamentals separately from the tactical fundamentals, yes. And then they both sort of mesh together, because if you're thinking about tactics, mm-hmm. you can shoot subconsciously, or if you're...
Exactly.
Wait, but pop quiz, do you know what this is?
This is a floppy disk. You put it in your ass.
He's old.
He passed.
Anyway, but yeah, for example, like on the job, like I've been on plenty of high risk stops or high risk situations where I'm actually, I'm pointing my gun at somebody and I'm not even thinking about like, can I make this shot? It's every single time like, oh, this is the easiest shot in the world. Okay. Right? Like if I had to pull the trigger, mm-hmm. I would have no issue with exact. I know there's plenty of other cops out there and other people that are in my position that like, they're not very well versed with their handgun or rifle, and they're thinking, I probably can't take this shot, or I probably shouldn't take this shot because I'm not that good, and like that's a problem too.
How should people like that gauge what their skill level is? Like, what are ways to do that?
The only way is is competition style shooting. You know what I mean? Like, put yourself in a situation where you have to perform well with your gun. Yeah. And it's a one-time thing. You know what I mean? Like everybody's, you get to walk the stage, whatever. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, I can tell you that you can walk the stage as many times as you want, and I guarantee you'll still f it up somehow.
Also, realistically, in our cinematic piece, you guys walked the stage by looking at the map.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yep.
Shit.
Yep. And so that leads into another point where, like, even in our world, like, I'm looking to cheat all the time. Like, if I get out on a if I'm obviously responding to a call out, whatever, like our guns are already out. Right. We're already loaded. Yeah. We're outside gaining knowledge about what's on the inside. Okay. What's the layout of the house? This is all stuff that you would consider gaming, right? In the gaming world, but we're doing it real life.
Wait, when do you make ready?
You make ready before you even get out of bed.
Whoa.
Yeah. You're always ready. Stay strapped. Yeah, you like that? You like that shit?
Yeah, give me more.
Like I'll shoot out of my car, through my car and stuff, and they're like, dude, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dude, it's an inanimate object. Like, I shoot around people, mm-hmm. and I'm confident with that. What makes me think that, like, this car is worth anything, you know?
Right.
So let's start with, like, barricades, and then maybe be proficient with that, and then work with people, and then start, like, getting that kind of knowledge. Mm-hmm. Let's start somewhere that's
And we're not, like, saying that somebody has to go out and, like, become a USPSA M class before they can practice this kind of stuff. But like, it's good to build like a foundational base so that when you're focusing on learning something like this, we're not thinking about like, oh, am I thinking about my grip or my trigger press or something? You can think about, is Matt hiding down that hallway and is he going to shoot me in the face? Yes, he is.
I think the greatest difference between like comp shooting and like doing something like this is just the mindset, you know, going into it. But there's so many benefits from shooting comp that I've seen like you guys share with me whenever, you know, once in a blue moon when I go. But like you're saying, being comfortable with your gun, being able to perceive information quickly, that all helps in real world, you know, like, can I see that person's hands? Like what's in their hands? What any kind of micro expressions that this guy's gonna
Like
you
they're
know,
shitting their
telegraph
pants?
and shoot me. That's not micro.
Like
This is
processing
micro.
information fast.
Yeah.
What can people try to remember as far as mindset goes if they just buy airsoft guns to go train with their friends?
When I'm proctoring and I'm watching, I want them to take it serious, but I want them to be not super stressed out. You know, like I want them to actually learn. Same thing when I'm op 4. I'm not there to fucking ambush people, and like there's no training value in that. You know, like I take it half speed, get them comfortable. Okay, now I'm gonna throw a wrench in the gears. You know, like take it a piece at a time.
Oh my God.
I killed a mouse with this.
Oh yeah.
Just to wrap things up, Brian had to leave and we're down to just the three of us now, but that's okay. We're just going to talk really quick about the value of these guns. Obviously, we got these pistols for free, but they are relatively affordable. So I guess, what are your thoughts on these as a training tool for people who want to try this kind of stuff?
So I think these things are actually really cool. You can
It
actually,
does feel realistic, too.
it does. I guess the con for me would be the fact that like you can't shoot very far with these things. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like realistically, if I don't know if somebody, you guys can't really see, but behind the camera is like 50 yards. I would feel comfortable shooting 50 yards with a regular
real
gun.
Glock 17.
A real
Yeah.
Glock 17 with iron sights, just this exact same setup, but with real bullets. But since this is an airsoft gun, you're kind of limited to the distance that you're actually
Yeah.
able to shoot.
At like 25 yards, this thing becomes more minute of man than like, putting hits center mass.
Yeah.
So if your space is like inside a house, this is pretty great, actually. This is pretty realistic. But once you start pushing the distances, not so much.
Yeah. Or if you're the Avatar, the Last Airbender,
True.
you can just bend the BBs.
I don't think you need the airsoft gun.
You don't. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Just right out of your hands. Exactly.
I think that a lot of these airsoft guns are definitely good tools. Obviously, we don't do this professionally, so there's not a lot of desire for us to invest really heavily in like sims setups, bolts, guns, all that stuff. And I actually don't think it's even available for civilians anymore. So I think that having an airsoft gun like this, I mean, you can put real equipment on it. Lights, optics.
We ran these all day on like a camp stove propane tank that we adapted to fill the mags with gas, and then a bag of BBs was like $10, I think. And we've just been shooting these things all day, and so that's pretty cheap. I personally don't think I would dry fire with this. I would rather just crank on the dead trigger because the propane makes the house stinky.
And then blowing up.
For shooting your friends, kind of fun.
No, not kind of. It's very fun. Watch.
Yeah.
The cons of these things are definitely temperature. It's pretty cold in here right now.
Yeah.
And the more we shoot, they get colder.
Not mine. I have the only working one right now because it's.
This one
I've
is
been holding it.
This one is electric, so obviously like battery is something to consider.
Do you guys have anything else to leave them with here today? I'm sure that they're a little bit, CQB overwhelmed right now, but
Yeah.
do you have any?
I don't think I got anything.
You got
I
nothing
do.
for them?
I've got something.
He's got something.
I think that a lot of people are really interested in CQB and firearms for defense, but it's also okay to buy some airsoft guns and just go have fun. I think it's worth it to go buy some airsoft guns go play with your friends. It's fun, and you might learn something, and you don't even need to take it super seriously. It probably would be helpful sometimes, but you don't have to. You can just like do a quick draw competition or whatever.
That's true.
Like just go have fun.
That's true.
That's true. Just go. All right, guys. The moral.
Western style.
The moral of today's CQB video is just go have fun.
Who are you?
I'm Brian.
Hell yeah.
I don't know what to say, dude.
Who are you?
Hey guys, I'm Brian. I'm happy to be here. I've been in the dude.
All right, start over. 1,000 Lincoln people. We literally
I forgot.
asked him the question.
I'm just gonna ask you, and where can people find you?
My Instagram handle is _. You messed me up for that one, dude.
All right. Oh, I was Marine.
Instagram is Matthew Tran, but there's 3 T's in Matthew because the 2 T's in Matthew got taken already, so had to innovate a little bit.
You should arrest them.
Yeah,
I died. I got shot in the nipple. Kind of limited on the ways in, though.
especially because like he just laid down a bunch of glass at the window and
Yeah, he
as a
laid
booby
down
trap.
a lot of broken
Yeah,
glass.
so he knew when you were coming.
Yeah.
That's how I live.
Yeah.
That's very smart,
That's
actually.
very-
Tip for you guys at home: if you want to make sure that somebody cannot sneak into your home, if you just come over here, you're going to want to make sure that inside of your windows looks exactly like that, because when they come in, it's very noisy. It's very noisy.
And actually, he's the grown-up version of Home Alone. He's
that is true. He is Macaulay Culkin.
Yep, that's his name.
I got molested. They're coming.
Moving to you. Moving toward. On you. On you.